like no, obviously only a minuscule amount of people are willing to put in that effort. And you alluded to earlier, like your environment growing up plays a massive part. Like, do you remember what your motivation was? Like you mentioned that it wasn't until like 22 you sort of knew that this was going to be your career. Like you were going to pour everything into it, and you won the Brownlow the next year, if my maths is correct.
24. Yeah. So that was a couple of years later, 2001. So 99, 2001.
Do you remember what drove you? Like what?
Oh, yeah. It was pretty simple for me. I mean, I was, because I was born in Sunraysia, which is Mildura. My mum was from Brisbane, so we came back when I was quite young, but I'd played a couple of years of Aussie rules footy and come back to Queensland. I mean, I never knew about rugby league or rugby union because you don't really see it at all.
Yeah.
Even, we're talking early to mid-'80s, so not that long ago, but we had two TV stations and, you know, one was ABC and the other one was the local fucking news. And, of course, they're only talking about what's happening around the area. Yeah. And so coming back and not being a big guy, you know, I see these rugby league guys, these Polynesians and these big fat kids. I fucking hurting. Like, you know, I was like, fuck you blokes, I'm going to dance around, you know, run around, just bounce, kick goals. And so I needed to use what I had naturally, genetically, just to not play those sports. And it was kind of good because I moved around the corner from Maine. Maine was a big club.
They're a great footy club. I hate Maine. They always flog my team.
What are they up here?
I play for Caboolture or Moreton Bay now.
And they were QAFL. They were the powerhouse. Everyone hated them. But the administrators, a lot of administrators for the Queensland leagues were from Maine. So that's why Maine used to always host grand finals back then. And so to move to Albion around the corner was just terrific. So I go around the corner, start playing, and man, the league wasn't terrible. It was good. But you'd have sort of the same 3 or 4 good players that just dropped off into kids whose parents just said, "Oh, go play." So making state teams from that, Mildura's a long way from Melbourne. It's about 6 hours, closer to Adelaide. So to be here and be making state teams, it's funny how what you do makes you feel good. What makes you feel good, you keep doing. Like nearly every human on the planet does that. Why do they go for a run? It makes me feel good. Yeah. Why do I fucking have beer? Because it makes me feel good. Yeah. Why do I have sex? Fucking makes me feel good. You know, it's not really rocket science. So for me, having red hair in Queensland, already an outcast, bit skinny, you know, run like the wind. I was like, this Aussie Rules game is perfect for me. Yeah. It was pretty simple. And I was doing athletics and other stuff anyway. Right. So I'd be winning that and, you know, you just stick to what you're good at, I reckon.